So my suggestion is that content and social media is the gateway into digital marketing. For me, I was really interested in both videos and websites. And I was certainly someone who always was in the top, 5 to 10% of people who would be the first one to make a piece of content on that platform. Posting YouTube videos in 2007, posting on Twitter not much later than that. I've been on Twitter for 12 years. So I wasn't shy about content and platforms, and I'd already produced a lot of video content in my life, and I'd been familiar with WordPress, and I was building like little mini sites on GeoCities, AngelFire. But I believe content is the step one that really helps you get grounded in digital marketing. And it's the idea that you're going to put content out for somebody else for their sort of entertainment or education. And what that's going to do is that's going to create a relationship between you and the consumer where they start to see you as someone who cares a lot about a subject they care about. And I think that, for me, content and then ultimately lead generation are really the first steps that you should be taking as a modern marketer. If you can get leads, you can do so much more. But if you can't get leads, you've got to sort of wonder what's going on here. Either there is a disconnect between what you think other people want, or there is some gap in your skill set in terms of the modern lead generation strategy. And modern lead generation is all about lead magnets. And so I think content and lead magnets is this big first phase one of the modern marketer. And if you do want to master it, you have to sort of start here. And you're going to get the tools that will help you do that, right? So whether that's a camera, whether that is a laptop to edit videos on, whether that's, photo software, filters, templates, stock footage and photography, Canva, one of the more popular tools that we recommend, Canva Pro especially, getting all the images, getting the brand kit availability, making ebooks, which also can be done in Canva. Those PDFs can do so much for your business. And so I like people to start here. Prove to yourself that you can create a landing page, an ebook, or a PDF of some basic form. Show that to people and get them to give their email in exchange for that. That is step one. And if you can do that, you will be so amazed at what you can do next, because the next part is not even as hard. Lead generation is sort of this barrier to the skill. No matter how good your content is, if it doesn't stimulate anyone to take a next step with your business, what is the value? And I'm certainly speaking from a business revenue generation perspective. This is not about hobbyists. This is not about even personal brand or personal story. This is about revenue generation and how do you progress as a marketer to being able to impact. And the great thing about content is you can go viral. The great thing about content is you can build an audience. These things can trump almost everything else. These things can make your business super powerful. When you have an audience, when you can potentially go viral with your content, you're unlocking something really big that no business has had prior to sort of the 2010s or so. So content and lead gen is what I would do now if I was going back. So what does that really mean? Like I said, being able to create a PDF of value, giving people information that they want. Could be your prices, could be a price list, could be an educational pamphlet, could be a guide, could be a checklist. In one of my courses, Full Stack Marketing Funnels, I love teaching like the 8 critical keys of every great lead magnet. Some of them are like, make it easily digestible, make it about one thing, make it look really fancy and nice and look expensive, even if it's information. Those are just some of them. So you take that and it's like, well, what good is that? Well, when you send people there, that's when you can start to stimulate a transaction, initiating a transaction and sending people there. Well, that is difficult, right? Either you have to buy them, and we're going to get to that next phase. You can buy Facebook ads or Google ads, or you can create content and put it on social media, tag it, optimize it for keywords, make great thumbnails, make great native content, and people might see that. You tell them a message about your company, what their benefits are. Maybe they follow up, click the link, take the next step. This can bootstrap any business. If you can do this, you can take any business to the next level. Any business who isn't doing this is probably a small business. So these businesses can have exponential results from simply creating an email database, because it's so much easier to sell to an existing client than it is is to create a new client. Starts with creating new leads. And that's why that's a great superpower, but also sort of the gateway in, right? If you can make content, but you can't figure out a way to sort of, stimulate them into a transaction, is that really that useful? You might be more in the art sense at this time. So that's phase one of how I believe, mastery begins. And for me, I was spending a lot of time with video, but I really took pride in figuring out how to make a decent looking PDF. And it's simple now. It's way easier now than it used to be. Canva plus templates, makes it so easy. The tools for content are pretty basic because these social giants want you to use their platforms. I mean, TikTok is a modern video editor. What do you have to say about that, right? Getting those processes down so that it doesn't take you a year to write one blog post. So that's where you begin, if you aren't doing anything yet, you need to start some of these accounts. You need a Twitter, you need an Instagram, you need a YouTube. These are the areas, any one of those. You can pick one, you can pick two. Don't pick them all at once. Publish under a pseudonym. Like if you have to learn the craft through a pseudonym, so be it. Like don't let putting content out publicly scare you. If you can get over that, you can go a long way. The next phase is getting into scaling through paid media and optimizing your purchase rate or your conversion rate. It's one thing to get an email because it's kind of free, no one's really getting hurt. It's another thing to sell a $3,000 product, a $500 product, even a $50 product. It's another thing, okay? And if you're gonna spend money as a digital marketer, you're getting into paid media buying, which is great, it's powerful. You can have customers in a second, but you have to know how to convert them. And this is the next level in psychology to go dive into. And you don't start there. No. You cannot start in customer psychology and behavior when you've not even made one picture. You get into this next level when you're like, wait a second, what am I really trying to accomplish with this sales copy? And certainly copywriting is a big part of phase two. You can make content with really basic text. You can just say your truth. You can blog. But when you want to sell, now you need to think about copywriting and emotion and psychology, transformation, okay? Because if you haven't figured out how to sell, you're not going to be interested in running paid ads just to lose money. Now, maybe you run paid ads for lead gen. That's great. That's not too expensive. But running paid ads for conversion, you need to get results or else you're just going to stop. You're not even going to learn anything. So those two things go hand in hand, in my opinion. We call it conversion rate optimization, CRO, paid media. Do you notice how it comes after you start to get some basic traffic, which will give you some basic feedback, which will give you the ability to start optimizing? You aren't going to get there without those previous steps. All right. Content and lead gen phase one. Paid media, CRO, conversion rate optimization, phase two. What is phase three of marketing mastery? So in phase one, when you do content and lead gen, you're focusing on the first three steps of the customer journey. There's 8 steps in the customer journey. And when you do content and lead gen, it's the early ones. And the reason you start with that is because there's more people. If you start with just buyers, you have so few to start that you can't learn. You can learn so much just by putting out Instagram Reels right now or TikTok videos because you're guaranteed to get impressions. You'll know what works better. Do you see that? So the first 3 steps, awareness, engagement, subscription. Okay, these first 3 steps of the major core customer journey, they are important. The better you can do here, the better everything else is, okay? And then phase 2, you want to sell something. Now step 4, conversion. Step 5, onboarding. Step 6, ascension. And then you get step 7, step 8. Those are like leaving reviews and becoming an affiliate, becoming a partner. Those aren't as critical in this discussion, but you'll see phase 1 and phase 2 take you from stages 1 through 6 in the customer journey. So by phase 2, you can do everything. In fact, you can do 7 and 8 because they're actually easier than number 6 and number 4. 7 and 8 is about getting people to leave you a testimonial or a review and then getting people to promote you in their own blog or their own YouTube. That's the full customer journey. That's what I teach. That's why I think a lot of people become very successful out of my teachings, because a lot of people don't even let you know that full gamut of customer experience. They teach you Facebook ads only in a conversion oriented mindset. They don't consider necessarily all the stages. And so you end up getting into these client situations where the client's starting to think about these things that you're not mentioning because they think about the whole business. They have to worry about customer service. They have to worry about the newspaper bench, or the I should say the bench ad or the newspaper ad, or they have to worry about the shipping of the product. You come in there and you're just like, yeah, we want to run Facebook conversion ads. And they're just like, okay, wait, where does this happen and how does this work? So phase 1, phase 2, you're mastering the ability to move people stage by stage. Guess what? You're all here. You're all in phase 2 right now. You're just engaging with me. But if I told you I'm selling you something for $10 right now, some of you might buy it, right? You'd be prepared to take that next stage with me because you're right here. Right? So it's all about, can I do things that make people move down the stage, move people through the systematic growth of a customer from scratch? Can I do that? And if you can, you are getting really good at this job, right? Like maybe you don't know how to make a web page, or maybe you don't know every little skill, but if you understood the cause and effect of which activity leads to which marketing effect, I think you'll be quite successful. And that's why the final phase of mastering digital marketing is diagnostician. You don't care what is the situation. You don't care what is the budget. You don't care who is the client. You can take all of your experience, which is happening in real time. You can listen to someone's problem and you can give them the next step that they should take in their customer journey development. You need a Facebook ad. You need a funnel. You need a review generator. You need a lead magnet. That's what I do. I tell people you need this. And when they do it, it works. And that's the ultimate skill level, is that when people tell you the problem, you know the solution, and you need experience and you need to build those foundational skills. Because if you don't build the skills to fulfill the customer journey, you will end up selling incomplete customer journeys, right? Someone's like, hey, Rich, I want Facebook ads. No, you don't. You don't know what you want. You want success online. You're saying Facebook ads. You don't know what Facebook ads do. Are we talking awareness Facebook ads, video views? Are we talking about conversion rate generation, lead opt-ins? Are we talking about retargeting at the sale point? Do you see what I mean? When the customer or client says, I want Facebook ads, they don't even know what they want. They would say something like, we need to use some form of digital marketing to improve our conversions, to improve our awareness. The problem comes first, not the platform, right? Because if they're like, yeah, we do want ads, but we want to run ads to CEOs. Oh, well, have you heard of LinkedIn? Oh, no, I haven't. You can use ads on LinkedIn. Yes. Oh, well, maybe we want LinkedIn ads. That's right. You don't know what you want, okay? So you can develop your career in a very interesting way. You could essentially you could pick your niche. You could say e-commerce. What do you think is the perfect customer journey for e-commerce? Write it out. What's the best awareness strategy? YouTube, Amazon PPC, Google Shop, Facebook Marketplace? What do you think? Put it in the box. What do you think is the best for engagement? Email, social media, SMS? Write it in the box. Guess what? You just built a strategy for a niche based off what you think is the right way to go. That's your school of thought. That's powerful. So that's the 3-phase that I see very clearly, and a way for new marketers to sort of think about their career and feel comfortable in how they're leveling up.
If you enjoyed that clip, you'll love the full live stream. I've linked it here for you. And if you're looking for something for beginners, check this video out. It's an A to Z. See you guys next time.